Alright guys, in today's video we have more PlayStation news to go over and talk about. We do have multiple topics we're going to be discussing in this video once again. So before we get into it, if you could do me a big favor, hit that like button to help the video out and show it your support. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel and hit the notification bell as well. We are starting off talking about Naughty Dog as they seem to be teasing out their next big project, which I know not everybody is going to be excited about, but I do want to take some time to not only relay this information to you guys, but talk about what it is Naughty Dog could be starting work on. We're also going to be talking about some PlayStation sales once again, because the NPD report for 2020 has revealed the best-selling games of 2020, and Sony has definitely, I'd say, surprised in some ways, because they have 3 games that were exclusive to the PlayStation 4 that made their way onto the list. And finally, we're talking a little bit about Resident Evil 8 or Resident Evil Village, because we do have a little bit of an update on this title that will be releasing on the PlayStation 5 early this year. So we're starting here with Naughty Dog teasing out their next project. It says Naughty Dog's Neil Druckmann has taken to Twitter to advertise a number of job openings at the California-based studio, revealing The Last of Us Part 2 developer is making something, quote, very cool, unquote, for its next project. We already knew that Naughty Dog was busy staffing up for a new game, although it's clear from the number of hirings that something pretty big is brewing at the Sony-owned studio. This is also the first time that Neil Druckmann has publicly commented on the project. And so if you look at the tweet here, the original tweet comes from Naughty Dog Jobs, where they say, seeking a new role in 2021, Naughty Dog is hiring. We're looking for talented game devs across multiple disciplines. And then Neil Druckmann quote tweeted that by saying, come work with us. We're making something very cool, with an emoji where there is a zipper over the lips, making it clear he's not going to just let us know what it is. We're going to have to guess and assume. But what's interesting to me is that when you look at the image here where it posts the open positions for January 2021, there are quite a few positions that are open here. So this does tell me that whatever it is they're staffing up for is pretty big and pretty significant. I do not think this is in regards to the standalone multiplayer Last of Us title that is currently in development. It might be, but I'm assuming it's not, considering how many open positions there are that they're putting out here. I think it's for their next big project, and that's the big question that I think is on everybody's mind. What is Naughty Dog going to do next, outside of this standalone multiplayer Last of Us title that is already in development? Are they going to make The Last of Us Part 3, or is it more likely that they're going to work on a new IP? Me personally, just to tell you what I would want them to do a new IP. I feel like no matter what they decide to do next in the Last of Us universe, if they were to do a Part 3, I think it would be a headache for literally everybody involved when you consider the amount of controversy that The Last of Us Part 2 has garnered. I think that it would be in Naughty Dog's best interest to do a new IP, because it's a fresh start. I know that there are a lot of people who are very, very unhappy about The Last of Us Part 2. I am one of those individuals who is definitely not thrilled with it. But I can't sit here and honestly say that I'm automatically assuming that Naughty Dog's next proper AAA project, which will be a PS5 exclusive, and it will most likely push the PS5 to its limit, which that in and of itself is exciting. I can't sit here and say that I'm automatically going to assume it's going to be a bad game. I don't feel that way. If it is a continuation in the Last of Us universe, depending on which direction they go in, my excitement will most likely diminish greatly. That's why I'm hoping it's a new IP, because with a new IP, it's a chance for them to just kind of start with a blank canvas and just kind of be as creative as they want to be. There's no doubt that Naughty Dog is one of the most talented studios in the gaming industry, and they are always pushing the bar in some way. So I don't want to sit here and hope that whatever they do next is something I'm not excited for or excited about. I want to hope that it is something great and something that frankly doesn't create nearly as much controversy. I think that no matter what, when it comes to Naughty Dog's next project, there's going to be controversy, but I do believe that if it's a new IP and something exciting, then I think most people will be able to get on board with that, and hopefully we can just kind of all be excited for it, right? That's my hope anyway. But nonetheless, Neil Druckmann is teasing out their next big project, saying it's something very cool. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about this. Are you excited about whatever Naughty Dog is going to be working on next? How would you feel if it was The Last of Us Part 3? How would you feel if it was a new IP? What do you hope it ends up being? But moving along here, we're talking about some PlayStation sales, as we have some good news for PlayStation, as the PS5 and PS4 sold extremely well in 2020 in the US, becoming some of the best-selling consoles of the year. The US NPD for December 2020 has now been released, and it shows that both PS5 and PS4 had an incredibly successful 2020, with both consoles selling really well. The PS5 finished 2020 as the second best-selling console of the year in dollar sales, while PS4 took the second spot for units sold. PS5 also set a new record with the most dollar sales for PlayStation hardware in that hardware's first December of release. Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales was the only game left in the top 20 for December software sales, but for the year overall, Ghost of Tsushima and The Last of Us Part 2 were in the top 10, with Miles Morales also at number 12, and Final Fantasy VII Remake landed at the number 10 spot. So this is incredibly impressive. Obviously, the Nintendo Switch took the number 1 spot, but that should not come off as a surprise, as we know that the PlayStation 5 has had a scarcity issue, and because of that, you know, their sales at some point just kind of stopped. And you would have to assume that if Sony had unlimited PS5s to sell, sales would have continued to climb, and it most likely would have taken that number 1 spot. We've already talked about this, but what's even more impressive to me is when you look at the top 10 games sold for the year, Sony is just absolutely crushing it. I mean, Nintendo's doing well, but you know, when you look at the top 10, we have Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War at number 1. We have Call of Duty Modern Warfare at number 2. Animal Crossing New Horizons at number 3. Madden 21 at number 4. Assassin's Creed Valhalla at number 5. The Last of Us Part 2 at number 6. Ghost of Tsushima at number 7. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe at number 8. Super Mario 3D All-Stars at number 9. And Final Fantasy VII Remake at number 10. Now, when you specifically focus on PlayStation exclusives, The Last of Us Part 2 at the number 6 spot for a game that has released on a single platform, that is very impressive, right? And considering how divisive the game was, there's no doubt it sold really well. But what impresses me even more than that, because I think we can all agree that the hype for The Last of Us Part 2, I think before the leaks came out, was through the roof. Looking at the fact that Ghost of Tsushima is right behind that at number 7. If you were wondering just how successful Ghost of Tsushima was for Sony, this should give you a very good idea. We're talking about the top 10 best-selling games of the year. This is a chart that should be utterly dominated by multi-platform titles, yet Sony has 3 games on here that were exclusive to the PS4. One of these games is a brand new IP. Very, very impressive. Hats off to Sucker Punch once again for just knocking it out of the park. And then again, we have Final Fantasy VII Remake at number 10. So it just goes to show, man, that Sony is just really doing such a great job at bringing meaningful content to their platform exclusively alongside Nintendo. But I don't know, when I look at PlayStation's games, these are games that just have more appeal to me than Nintendo's games, honestly. I'm just not really into what Nintendo's doing. But we also have Miles Morales at the number 12 spot, which isn't bad for a game that is not a proper sequel. But we are going to finish off this video talking a little bit about Resident Evil 8. I think this is a game that a lot of PlayStation fans are looking forward to. Says the next couple of weeks should be exciting for Resident Evil fans, as Capcom is promising a new in-depth look at Resident Evil Village and will be holding a closed beta for an unannounced title. The Resident Evil Village showcase will include a guided tour of the game, a trailer, gameplay footage, and more Resident Evil news, which hopefully includes a release date. And so this is something that's going to be happening on January 21st. Their tweet reads, "Don't miss the RE showcase on January 21st at 2 p.m. Pacific. Join Resident Evil producers and our host, Brittany Brombacher, on a guided tour of Resident Evil Village, including a new trailer, first ever gameplay, and more Resident Evil news." So I think the thing that really caught people off guard about this is the fact that we're getting news of a closed beta for an unannounced multiplayer Resident Evil title. Now, I have no idea what this could be, but it says here, all we know is that it will be a multiplayer action experience for 4 to 6 players. The beta will be available for Xbox One and PS4, and you'll be able to sign up until January 25th. And there is, you know, a lot of speculation about what this could be, but I'm wondering if we're going to find out about it with, you know, this Resident Evil showcase. I'm assuming we're going to have to, right? If they're letting people know that they can sign up for it, I'm assuming we're going to learn about this. This could be a standalone, like, Resident Evil 8 multiplayer add-on or something like that, or it just could be a brand new game that has nothing to do with Resident Evil 8. But either way, this is a title I'm looking forward to. It's going to be releasing on the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, and I'm going to be interested if any of you are familiar with some of the rumors we heard last year about the way this game was running on the PS5. I'm going to be very interested to see if this footage is shown on the PS5 and how well this game runs if it's in fact shown running on the PS5, because I'm sure some of you are aware that there were rumors last year that this was a game that was having some development issues on the PS5. But I have to assume that everything is going smoothly now, so we will find out. We will find out. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope you did find it informative. Be sure to leave your thoughts on everything we discussed down in the comments below. Again, leave the video a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notification icon, and feel free to share this video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.